bend, close right, push down. Left bend, close right, push. Lift them over here. Push down. Good, 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 good. Don't overdrive her. You're not holding that kick. Because if you kick her, you produce too much energy, the pole comes up. Push down, push down, push down. Come on, let's hear it. Listen to the auction train.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very.
The pole look lower.
Yeah.
There you go. Not quite to the advantage yet, but you have to work on that.
Okay.
It's boring as heck.
But that's okay.
Push.
Well, it makes sense though that the leg thing, like pushing her into the hand. Because if you touch the hand, she stops.
Exactly, exactly. And let's say that's what the heart too, right? The hair stops and they go. You see, when I bend the muscle wants to come in on you, I'll go out. Here you go. That's just baby. Right? Push down. Let's hold her again because she's not clearly understanding yet. It should have been done by now. Bend left, close right. And I open my hands because that opens the bit. It makes it for a softer mouthpiece. If I pull left, it's easier than if I pull straight back to your tummy. Response, and then the hard part too is because you're standing like, oh, I'm so bored because of my baby. What's that over there?
Right.
What's over there? There we go. So there she goes. So I would stand in the stall, whatever. There you go. She comes up, hands go wide, rebend left, close. Bend left, she torques her neck.
Right.
Good girl.
Okay.
So that's where she should be. That's pretty low. You
Yeah.
can't see this piece. That's about where you want to be. So touch the mouth, rebend left, close right, push down. Good girl. Good girl. Now I'm going to let her come up. Okay? Touch the mouth, rebend left, work the right ring. That's the hard one, the closing, and push down. Then left, close right, push down. Then left, close right, push down. And before she comes up, then left, close right, push down. Before she comes up, then left, close right, push down. So now I can keep her down there by asking step 1, step 2, step 3. Step 1, step 2, step 3. If I let her come up, now we ask bend step 1, step 2, step 3. Good girl. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So go ahead. So you have to train her mentally and then physically.
Okay.
But if you're walking and she's like, ugh, just stop and teach her.
Okay.
Okay, so try a little bit to get in the hole. So then back, close right, push down.
I suck at it without leaning, right?
Yeah, don't you sit up. You don't even she's moving. Then left, close right, push down. Then left, and move it. Don't move your fingers. Move the mouthpiece.
Okay.
You just don't check and drop. Because why is the brain moving? No loose rings.
Okay.
When she's reaching down, yes. Contact. Then left. Look, I'm moving the ring, but I'm not dropping it. Close right. Close right. Then push down.
So.
Now we lost the dance. We
So-
go left. Close. Yeah.
So I'm not, because I was doing.
It's not checking. It's like
Okay.
not. Right? She's a baby. She's not grabbing the bit. You're trying to teach her to. Oh, stretch his back. There, and then push down. So you have to be very clear of what step you're on. My little kids are on like step 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. They sound like idiots, but they know what they're doing. Sometimes, if you like, there's no bend left.
or should I get the walk more?
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. You have to keep her going, but you don't want to kick all the time. Because the creation of the result of your leg puts your head up. She just simply, it's like you get in your car, you turn the key, it starts. You don't rev it up all the time.
Right.
You are expecting the engine to stay on. It's the same with the horse. When you put the saddle on its back, it's to stay forward. It's that simple. You are not to drive it forward unless you come to a hill. You're a hand. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you're going kick, you will not get her to stretch nicely, properly into your hand. Good. Push the heel down and sometimes back off with the leg. Expect that, okay, put the saddle on, she should stay on. That's better. Bending, closing. Yeah, and don't check and drop. We need contact to have a connection, to one day have a collection. So at the baby stage, contact is very difficult because they go 4 steps and they see a squirrel, right? And they're like, oh my God, and they lose their focus. You're working with a 4-year-old child, which they also lose focus. You have to keep them interested. Good. There, that's much better. So where before you had her pole, not so, now it's looking hopeful. So if I ask you what step are you on, you should be able to answer every single stride. I'm on step 1, 2, or 3, or maybe a combination of.
I'm on 2.
All right, you got 2, go to 3. Push your hands forward, not to your knees. And if she doesn't take it, you weren't on package step 1 and 2. Does that make sense? You might have hit 2, but you might have not taken 1. Excuse me, it's a package deal because it's about driving her to the outside ring with your left leg. You bend her, be more clear. Close her, close, and push the hands to the mouthpiece, diagonally forward and down. Praise. Now, hands wide, good. And when she goes down, you put your hands forward and together. The only reason you have your hands wide is because at this point in her baby life, you're opening the joint of the snaffle bit. We choose the snaffle because it's the softest bit out there. When we widen our hands, we open the joint of the snaffle, which makes it more inviting for the horse to hold. The horse is to hold it in her mouth, not to lean on it or not to curl behind it. Does that make sense? So again, like I said, with the babies, you have to make it so black and white. You have to feel the mouth. They have to feel the hand, but they're not always sure what to do with that. So to keep it soft, we take our hands on baby horses a little wider, and we take them wider also in adult horses, but not unless we need a correction. So bend left, hold it, close right, just close it, and push down. Good girl. Good job. That's right. Now you start again. You repeat, and pretty soon you'll get quite tactful to juggle all the juggling balls at the same time, and you'll be able to maintain her stretch for a complete circle, which is required by USCF. Good. Praise with your voice. Don't praise with giving the contact and patting her like you would with your adult horse, because we're teaching her to go into the contact. That's what we're praising her for. Good girl for accepting the contact. So to take the contact away and stroke her on the neck like we would with your advanced horse, she's going to go, wait, where'd you go? So praise her with your voice in the moment of her stretching. Good girl. Sounds dorky, but it works. That shake of the head, that's what we're looking for too. That's relaxation. The shake of the head, the snorting or blowing, the passing of the gas, these are all releases. There. So now you should start to think, hey, I kind of got this at the walk. If you can get it at the walk, you probably can
get more successful at the trot. But on these babies, mental teaching first. Actually, not even the babies, all horses. Teach them mentally first and then physically second. So there's no demands. Does that make sense? There you go. Now, in a month or two, when she really gets to stretching, can you do it too long as far as too many minutes in the day? Yes, of course. Anything you do, you can do wrong. Okay, the pendulum does swing, and we can fix it. But if she doesn't really grasp the contact and is not stretching, but stretched out, what happens is you put them on the forehand, which is a lot of reasons why people go, oh, don't stretch that horse, you're putting on the forehand. You just got to know what to avoid. There you go. And again, if the rein is too loose, we're not producing a definition of contact. Now, and we still have to find out, is this girl super light in the mouth? Yes, I think so. I think she's very girly.
Yeah.
And because she's very nicely connected from the jaw to through the throat latch area, that tends to be a much softer, more polite lady's horse, basically. There, so you have to be, yes, good girl. There you go. And so as a rider, when you look down, you see these nice big fat muscles popping out at the wither.
Yeah.
That's the top line that we're elastically stretching. And it's getting better, and it's also getting better not only because your technique's getting better, but she's understanding it better, and her body's becoming more elastic over the top line. Does that make sense? So it's a win-win. And they always stretch better, obviously, at the end of your session than the beginning, but it's important that they do that a little bit in the beginning to help get that relaxation, get that swinging stride going. Right? You don't want to get on and fly them around 20 minutes because they're hot. Right. You want to put that energy into constructive energy. There you go. Does that make sense? Okay. So we spent a lot of time at the walk more for you and for her. I wouldn't normally spend that much time on my young horse, but it's important that you get it and she gets it and that there's no more trying. Judges don't care if you're trying. You got to get it. We're all trying. The person who gets it wins. Right? There you go. So it goes back to being effective in your aids. Good. So let's take up the contact a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and pick up the rising trot. And your ears are very relaxed now.
Yes. You said what?
There you go. So same thing. And you don't want to get too big on the circle. 20 meters is a great, great size. 30 meters demands less of the horse. 15 meters might demand too much, right? There's your snorting we were talking about. Good job. There, good girl. Don't be numb. Keep working it down, 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 right? Don't go, ooh, I got this. Bending, closing, pushing. There you go. And sometimes with this type of horse, because she's very ladylike, you might kind of push your hand there and you're like, God, she's not taking it. She's not taking it. Well, give her an extra second. She might not be aggressive in that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because sometimes the young horses over there get sold, like I said, a little bit auction trained. No biggie. Because that's what people buy, you have to kind of fix that a little bit.
So so I feel like we start falling over the right leg a little bit, is that?
Going out, that's totally fine. I'd rather have you go out than in. Cutting in is worse than sliding out. When you're sliding out, you're at least, that left hind leg's doing something.
Well, and I don't know if it's because I'm overdoing it with my inside leg, like, come on, come on, come on.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Hold her with the outside. Soon she's going to learn that your outside leg and rein are a wall, right? But she doesn't know that yet. You spend a lot of times in the circle, and you're going to find that sometimes they stretch better one way than the other. Okay, in the beginning,
Did you just walk?
she goes, I'm tired. In the beginning, for me, I pick what's simplest for the horse. And then I'll test and say, okay, we went, 3 days to the left. Now let's try to go to the right.